A toxic feast, America's appetite for unhealthy food. America, the land of opportunity, has a dirty little secret. It's a nation hooked on unhealthy food. From sugary drinks to processed snacks, Americans are consuming a diet that's making them sick. Fast food chains are everywhere. Grocery store shelves are stocked with packaged meals loaded with salt, sugar, and fat. This isn't just about individual choices, it's about a system that prioritizes profit over health. Corporations spend billions marketing unhealthy products, often targeting children. The result? An obesity epidemic, skyrocketing rates of chronic diseases, and a healthcare system struggling to keep up. It's time to face the facts. America's food system is broken, but it's not too late to change course. By understanding the problems and demanding better, we can create a healthier future for ourselves and generations to come. Let's dig in and expose the ugly truth about what's on our plates.
The processed food predicament. A recipe for disaster. Processed foods. They're convenient, they're cheap, and they're everywhere. But they're also a major contributor to America's health crisis. These culinary imposters are often stripped of nutrients and pumped full of artificial ingredients. We're talking sugar, salt, unhealthy fats, artificial colors, and flavors. A Frankensteinian cocktail designed to keep you coming back for more. The problem is, these foods are highly palatable, but offer little nutritional value. They're calorie-dense and nutrient-poor, leading to weight gain, inflammation, and an increased risk of chronic diseases like heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and certain types of cancer. Consider this. Over 60% of the calories in the average American diet come from processed foods. That's like filling your gas tank with sugar water. It might give you a temporary boost, but it's going to cause long-term damage. It's time to ditch the processed crap and embrace real, whole foods. Your body will thank you.
The sugar rush, how sweeteners hijacked our taste buds. Let's talk about sugar, the sweet temptress that's wreaking havoc on our health. Americans are consuming sugar in alarming amounts, and it's not just from the obvious culprits like candy and soda. Sugar is lurking in everything from bread to yogurt, often disguised under different names on ingredient lists. This overconsumption of sugar is a major driver of the obesity epidemic and a slew of chronic diseases. It messes with our metabolism, increases our risk of heart disease and type 2 diabetes, and even affects our brain function. We're talking about a full-blown sugar assault on our bodies. The scary part is we're becoming addicted to the sweet stuff. Sugar triggers the release of dopamine, the feel-good hormone in our brains, creating a vicious cycle of cravings and consumption. It's time to break free from sugar's grip and reclaim our health.
Corporate control Big Food's grip on our plates. Now let's talk about the puppet masters behind this food fiasco, big food corporations. These companies are in the business of making money, and they'll do whatever it takes to keep those profits rolling in, even if it means compromising our health. They've mastered the art of creating addictive, hyper-palatable foods that keep us coming back for more, like rats in a cage hitting the sugar lever. They've also infiltrated our schools, workplaces, and even our hospitals, making it nearly impossible to escape the clutches of unhealthy food. It's a carefully orchestrated system designed to maximize their profits, with little regard for the consequences on our well-being. These corporations are playing a dangerous game with our health, and it's time to call them out. We need to demand transparency, accountability, and a shift towards a food system that prioritizes people over profits.
Section 5. Advertising Assault, the power of persuasion in food marketing. Ever wonder why you crave sugary cereals or can't resist that fast food jingle? Blame it on the relentless barrage of food advertising. Big food corporations spend billions each year bombarding us with carefully crafted messages designed to manipulate our desires and influence our eating habits. They target our children with cartoon characters and catchy slogans, associating junk food with fun and happiness. They exploit our emotions by linking unhealthy products to positive memories and experiences. It's a psychological minefield out there, and we're all susceptible. This constant exposure to persuasive messaging creates a culture where unhealthy food choices become the norm. It's time to wise up to these manipulative tactics and reclaim our mental space from the clutches of big food marketing.
Section 6. Lobbying for gluttony. How corporations influence food policy. Think your elected officials have your best interests at heart when it comes to food? Think again. Big food corporations exert enormous influence over government policies through aggressive lobbying efforts. They wine and dine politicians, fund their campaigns, and ensure that regulations favor their bottom line, even if it means sacrificing public health. They fight tooth and nail against labeling laws that would expose the unhealthy nature of their products. They lobby for subsidies that make unhealthy ingredients cheaper, further tilting the playing field in their favor. It's a rigged system that prioritizes corporate greed over our well-being. We need to demand greater transparency and accountability in our political system. It's time to kick big food out of the halls of power and enact policies that prioritize public health over corporate profits.
Section 7. Environmental degradation, the hidden cost of our food choices. Our insatiable appetite for cheap, convenient food comes at a steep price, the health of our planet. From the vast fields of monoculture crops to the factory farms pumping out meat, our food system is a major contributor to environmental degradation. The overuse of pesticides and fertilizers pollutes our waterways, depletes our soil, and disrupts delicate ecosystems. Factory farming generates massive amounts of greenhouse gases, contributing to climate change. Our food choices have far-reaching consequences that extend beyond our waistlines. It's time to acknowledge the interconnectedness of our food system and the environment. By making conscious choices that support sustainable farming practices, we can reduce our ecological footprint and protect the planet for future generations.
Section 8. Factory farming fallout, the ethical and ecological implications. Let's talk about the elephant in the room: factory farming. This industrialized system of raising animals for food is a moral and ecological disaster. Animals are treated like commodities, crammed into cramped, unsanitary conditions, and subjected to cruel practices that would shock the conscience. The environmental impact is equally devastating. Factory farms generate enormous amounts of waste, pollute our water supply, and contribute to deforestation. It's a system that's unsustainable and ethically indefensible. We can no longer turn a blind eye to the suffering and environmental destruction caused by factory farming. It's time to demand better treatment for animals and transition to more humane and sustainable methods of food production.
Section 9. Obesity Epidemic. A Nation Supersized. Look around America. We're in the throes of an obesity epidemic. Over 42% of adults are obese, and rates among children are alarmingly high. This isn't just about vanity. It's a major public health crisis with dire consequences. Obesity increases the risk of heart disease, stroke, type 2 diabetes, certain types of cancer, and a host of other health problems. It's putting a strain on our healthcare system and impacting our quality of life. We can't ignore this problem any longer. It's time to address the root causes of obesity, from our food environment to our sedentary lifestyles, and make meaningful changes to create a healthier future for all Americans.
Section 10. Nutritional deficiencies, starving in a land of plenty. Here's a cruel irony. In a nation overflowing with food, millions of Americans are nutritionally deficient. How can this be? Because we're filling our plates with empty calories from processed foods that lack essential vitamins, minerals, and fiber. This nutritional deficiency contributes to a host of health problems, from weakened immune systems to impaired cognitive function. We're literally starving our bodies from the inside out. It's time to ditch the junk and embrace a diet rich in whole, unprocessed foods. Fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins, and healthy fats should be the foundation of our diets. Let's nourish our bodies from the inside out and experience the transformative power of real food. Section 11. Reclaiming our plates, a call for change. We've uncovered the ugly truth about America's food system, from the processed food invasion to the corporate control, from the environmental degradation to the obesity epidemic, but it's not too late to change course. We have the power to reclaim our health, our environment, and our food system. It starts with making informed choices about what we eat. Read labels, cook at home more often, and support local farmers markets. Demand better from our elected officials. Support policies that promote healthy eating, hold big food corporations accountable, and protect our environment. Let's start a food revolution, one plate at a time. Together, we can create a healthier, more sustainable, and more just food system for all.